Over 2,000 people have complained about skin depigmentation after using products from Kanebo, one of Japan's biggest cosmetics companies. Joining me today to discuss this is Mayumi Negishi, Wall Street Journal reporter with us in Tokyo. I'm Mariko Sanchanta for Asia Today. Mayumi, thanks so much for joining. Tell me the facts about what's going on right now. We know that the Japanese government has criticized Kanebo, one of the biggest cosmetics firms, for being late to admit that one of its products was faulty and needed a recall.
Yes. So in May, there were reports, complaints to Kanebo that some of their products may have caused some dyspigmentation in the face, in the neck, in the hands. But Kanebo said that it needed time to ascertain the situation, and they didn't report the facts, they didn't report the complaints until late June. And after which, in the beginning of July, they announced a recall. Then thousands of complaints came in. They've been fielding more than 10,000 calls on this. More than 6,000 women have claimed to have problems with their skin after using these products. And 2,250 of these complaints have been deemed serious.
Right, so we've just seen a picture of what the dyspigmentation looks like. I mean, basically, it's these big, white, splotchy spots on the skin. Now, is there any way to remove these spots, or do women have to get them surgically removed?
They're looking into it. There's evidence that some of the women, once they discontinued using these products, some of the splotches faded. But surgical removal is also an option that the Kanebo is looking into. Kanebo has promised that they will take full responsibility until all the women are cured.
I mean, Mayumi, I think this is really rippling across Asia because, as you know quite well, the skin whitening industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry here in Asia. And it is particularly big in Japan, where nearly every cosmetics company, from Shiseido to Kanebo, have specifically whitening products. Tell me more about this trend and why women in Asia in particular are obsessed with having whiter skin.
Well, this goes back for centuries. And the earliest evidence that we have in Japan dates back to the 10th century. Women took drugs to lighten their skin tone to show that they had higher status, that they didn't have to work in the fields. Women also powdered their faces white to show that appearance. That has continued. Westernization has caused tanning to be popular in the post-war Japan, but in the 80s and 90s, whitening really picked up again.
And I think it's starting to pick up in some other countries too, like India has become a huge market for whitening products, and China too. There are a lot of women in China who like buying whitening products. But what does the future hold for Kanebo following this enormous recall? I mean, is there any litigation, or do we have a sense of if there's going to be any further action taken by consumers?
None yet. Consumers are just concerned about getting their normal skin tone back. They are flooding dermatologist's office right now. The Dermatological Association is also working nonstop on this. But whether there will be legal action taken depends on what the permanent damage will be.
Of course. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story. Thanks so much for joining us, Mayumi Negishi, reporter with the Wall Street Journal in Tokyo. For more on the story, please go to WSJ.com. For Asia Today, I'm Mariko Sanchanta.